Paranoid personality disorder. Imagine walking into a room and instantly assuming everyone is whispering about you. That's life with paranoid personality disorder. Nothing feels harmless. Every laugh hides an insult. Every forgotten hello feels like proof someone's out to get you. Even close friends or partners feel suspicious, like they're plotting behind your back. And once the idea of betrayal sets in, it sticks. Grudges can last forever. Over time, relationships crumble, secrets pile up, and isolation feels safer. The world stops being a community and starts feeling like a battlefield where trust doesn't survive. Schizoid personality disorder. Picture someone living in their own bubble, quiet, detached, almost impossible to read. That's life with schizoid personality disorder. They don't crave close relationships, not because they hate people, but because being alone feels easier, safer. Small talk, parties, even family gatherings, they'd rather skip it. Emotions stay locked inside. You won't see big highs or lows, just a flat surface. Like a mask. Compliments don't excite them. Insults don't sting. It's not coldness, it's distance, like they're watching life play out from the sidelines. Over time, this isolation becomes the norm. Work, home, even friendships feel like transactions, not bonds. In a world that constantly pushes connection, schizoid personality feels like stepping away, choosing solitude, even when it hurts. Schizotypal personality disorder. Imagine a mind that turns everyday life into a puzzle full of hidden meanings. That's schizotypal personality disorder. People with this condition often see patterns where none exist. Random coincidences feel like secret signs, and harmless events can seem almost supernatural. They might dress or speak in ways that feel unusual, not to shock, but because their inner world runs on a different rhythm. Conversations drift into odd tangents, full of metaphors that leave others confused. Social life becomes tricky, not just because they struggle with connection, but because people often back away from their eccentric behavior. So they live on the edge of community, present, but always slightly apart. For them, the world feels mystical, strange, and filled with meanings most people just don't see. Antisocial personality disorder. Imagine someone who sees rules the way most of us see speed bumps. Annoying, easy to ignore, and never really meant for them. That's antisocial personality disorder. People with this condition break laws, manipulate others, and lie without hesitation because guilt rarely shows up in their vocabulary. Relationships? They're often tools, not connections. Trust is something they exploit, not protect. And if hurting someone gets them what they want, they'll often do it without a second thought. On the surface, they can be charming, even magnetic. But beneath the charisma lies a pattern of deceit, aggression, and recklessness. For those around them, it's like living next to a storm. Unpredictable, exciting at times, but always dangerous. Borderline personality disorder. Imagine feeling like your emotions have no volume control. Every reaction is either silent or deafening. That's life with borderline personality disorder. People with this condition live on an emotional roller coaster, where love can flip into rage in seconds, and fear of abandonment can feel stronger than gravity. Relationships become intense, sometimes too intense. One day, someone's your perfect soulmate. The next, they're your worst enemy. Not because feelings aren't real, but because they shift with overwhelming speed. There's also a deep emptiness inside, a sense of not really knowing who you are. To cope, people might act impulsively, spending sprees, risky choices, self-harm. It's not recklessness. It's desperately trying to quiet the chaos, even for a moment. For them, stability feels like a mirage, always close but never within reach. Histrionic personality disorder. Picture someone who walks into a room and instantly needs to be the star of the show. That's histrionic personality disorder. It's not just wanting attention, it's craving it like oxygen. Conversations often turn dramatic. Stories get exaggerated. Emotions dialed up to full volume. One moment tears, the next laughter. It's all big, bold, and impossible to ignore. Appearance can become a tool too. Dressing flashy, acting flirtatious, anything to keep eyes on them. But underneath, relationships often feel shallow. Because the goal isn't deep connection, it's constant validation. Without that spotlight, life feels empty. And so the performance never really ends. Narcissistic personality disorder. Imagine believing the world exists mainly to admire you. That's life with narcissistic personality disorder. It's not just confidence, it's a constant need for attention, praise, and recognition. Every achievement, big or small, is a performance meant to impress. Criticism, it's unbearable, often met with anger or withdrawal. Relationships are tricky because empathy takes a back seat. Others' feelings are often seen as secondary. But behind the arrogance, there's fragility. Self-esteem depends on external validation, so admiration becomes a lifeline, and any slight feels like a personal attack. Avoidant personality disorder. Imagine wanting friends and connection, but feeling terrified of being judged or rejected. That's life with avoidant personality disorder. People with this condition often see themselves as inadequate or unworthy, so they avoid social situations, even ones they secretly crave. They're hypersensitive to criticism and may overthink every word or glance, convinced others are silently mocking them. Risk-taking feels impossible, and new experiences become a minefield. It's not shyness, it's a deep fear of embarrassment and rejection that shapes almost every decision, like keeping them on the sidelines, even when they long to join in. Dependent personality disorder. Imagine feeling like you can't make a single decision without someone else guiding you. That's life with dependent personality disorder. People with this condition rely heavily on others for reassurance, support, and approval. Even for small, everyday choices, they fear being abandoned or left alone. So they often go to great lengths to please, avoid conflict, or stay attached to others, even when it's unhealthy. Criticism can feel devastating, and they may struggle to assert themselves, putting their own needs last. In short, independence feels terrifying, and reliance on others becomes a constant, sometimes overwhelming, part of life. Obsessive-compulsive personality disorder. Imagine needing everything in life, just so. Every detail perfect, every plan followed to the letter. That's life with obsessive-compulsive personality disorder. People with this condition aren't just tidy or organized, they're consumed by order, rules, and control. Even small deviations can feel unbearable. Work, home, even hobbies become battlegrounds of perfection. They may overthink, overplan, or overcorrect because mistakes or uncertainty are terrifying. Relationships can suffer because friends, partners, and coworkers rarely meet their standards. It's not about being neat. It's a constant struggle where rigidity and fear of imperfection dominate, shaping almost every choice they make. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.